Sway.
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 In the morning.
In the morning.
In the morning.
Shade 45.
Wake your punk ass up. That
Crust out, y'all.
Sway in the morning, Shade 45. Iman Jones, our getting the game artist. That boy is destined for greatness at the B.
I know it.
I like that.
Yeah, it sound good. It sound good, man. And, you know, I got my brethren in here. We go back to the mid-'90s. Mm-hmm. You know, we go way back. And when this crew, and we bring them out to L.A. and sit on the wake-up show, and we were making magic. Didn't even know it was magic. We were just doing what we do. Mm-hmm. And he's since become a cultural icon, a global superstar.
Stop it.
Nah, it's true. Easily one of the most multifaceted, multidimensional, brave artists we've ever met in our time, in our history. One of the bravest artists we've ever met. A lot of creative decisions he's made in his career. People have always questioned or gave him the Scooby look like zoinks. Mm-hmm. And beyond that, he walked right through that because he had a vision that folks couldn't see. Now when you look at what artists are doing today, you know, when you look at the Jeffrey album cover with Young Thug, and we were talking about that today and how he was dressed up in that antebellum type dress style.
Right.
Let me see it.
You haven't seen it? Let me show somebody. Wait, let's pull that up. Pull that up for him. When you see those things, when you see, you know, you listen to artists like Drake and other artists now who like to incorporate their vocal, their singing skills, but at the same time they got to match it with some sick-ass bars. Mm-hmm. When you see that, that's been done. There were people who opened the doorways to that. Not saying he was the first to do that, but he was doing that at a time when people didn't understand. You had people who used to rap and sing, but they didn't sing that great.
Right.
You know what I mean? But they could rap their asses off. He was an excellent and has been an excellent singer and a rapper his entire career. He's here with us today, man. He's been on all kind of mainstream platforms, but he has never forgotten his roots and where he came from. The one and only CeeLo Green.
Peace and love, people.
What up, man?
Thank you. That's one of the most wonderful compliments I've ever gotten. And it means even more coming from you.
Well, you know, honestly, I didn't even give it justice, you know, because I'm freestyling off the top. But when I knew you were coming by today, and I was listening to some of the music, and you had sent me a song a while back, and I was so tempted to play it, but I said, nah, it ain't ready.
Right.
You know, I know it was just in a rough form, and I was listening to that same song yesterday, Fave MCs, and I was like, wow, what he did with this was incredible. You know, the musicality of the song, and it's an interesting song, have the B, because it pays homage to a lot of MCs that otherwise we never put the spotlight on, because you have a shelf life. It feels like as an MC, as long as you got a hit, you know, people think you. That's how they measure if you're relevant or not.
Right.
If you ain't got a hit, it doesn't mean that you're irrelevant or that your music isn't as great, if not even greater. And then we kind of, in hip-hop, we just kind of float away, drift off into the sunset, into the world of being forgotten. And you created this song, and you named and gave tribute to a lot of great MCs. What made you do that?
Well, I think... First of all, and I mentioned this on the album, I feel like the first ingredient to being great is having great taste, you know? And then, you know, a lot of my disposition, you know, for the most part is just fanship. I'm more of a fan than I am anything. And so I think that grand degree of appreciation has given me, you know, my own identity, my own, you know, validity, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, that's first. And so, you know, I wanted to do something that just kind of acknowledged those namesakes that may be familiar and those that may not, you know, that go unsung and unappreciated. And if they were alive and well, and if they were listening, I wanted them to put a smile on their face. Like, you know, we was talking about the Maliks of the world.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
You know, who else I said Dre in School, you know, which is Das Effects. You know what I mean? Like, you know, these guys came in and changed the game. You know what I mean? Like Redman.
Brad Jordan.
Brad Jordan, you know what I'm saying? You know, so I just wanted to pay my respects, as I wanted to, you know, make an interest back into hip hop. You know what I mean? So I feel like I should start there with respect.
Perhaps that would, like, we often have these conversations in rock and other genres. You kind of don't lose that respect. It's like almost like it's like wine. The older you get, the better you get, and the higher the pedestal people recognize. And rap is different. Why do you think that is? And songs like this, you know, can that change that mentality?
I'm not sure. I think with rap we are we have to rely on reality. You know what I mean? When other art forms can be wildly imaginative and it could just be considered intellectual property. Just you know what I'm saying? And so therefore they kind of have a much more infinite, you know what I'm saying, like and broader scope. So rap can be confining to the actual lifestyle or the actual culture. You know what I mean? And I think there was a time in hip hop of where the fusion was different. You know what I mean? Like we were pulling from James Brown and we were sampling jazz, Herb Alpert. So it was more of a diverse palette. You know what I'm saying? Like or underbelly that encouraged people to go out and dig. You had crews like digging in the crates and what that implies.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that implies an historical acknowledgement. You know what I'm saying? Those who were essentially hip hop. In those breaks, just like shows like the Get Down and things that are going on right now. So I'm starting to see a resurgence of the information, and the acknowledgement and going back to the future, if you will. So with hip hop, it's just kind of I just think it's obligated in that kind of way, and it's and I've tried to defy that, in the most effective way possible, just to broaden the scope on what the art form can be equated with. You know what I'm saying? And viewed as.
Okay. CeeLo Green is here. You said the album, Fave MCs is a part of what project?
Man, I started doing another rap project, just kind of casually. You know what I mean? I was calling it the Gemini Method, and so I had a couple of records that were just kind of random. That's one that I felt like I could kind of lead off with, just to kind of, check the temperature and see what people thought about it. And if it didn't go any further than that, then that's just a statement that I would have liked to make. You know what I mean? Because again, it's what you said. Like people have, and I found it interesting that so many of my fans didn't. From hip hop did not necessarily go along with me for the ride.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that some people felt severed or separated from the success I was having because it was too commercial and there was a disconnect there or whatever the case may be. And so I definitely wanted to make a statement that I remember. You know what I'm saying? Like So and so I wasn't really trying to do nothing too serious, just kind of having fun.
Yeah.
Being that I have just the liberty to just kind of record and be as recreational, be as random as I want to be. And then I also was doing another mixtape project called Gnarly Davidson, and I was kind of doing a prequel to the next Gnarls record, which we're in talks about now too. And then
Gnarls Barkley, right?
Yeah.
Oh snap! So that's in the process right now.
Yeah, they both are. You know what I mean? And I started a project with Tone Trump too. We're calling it a Kilo. So I just be working around. You know what I mean? Just trying to stretch my be here, be there, be everything. And try not to do too much and something suffer. But I've also got this new situation at Sony Records called Mothership, and they've given me an imprint. They've given me an opportunity to kind of connect with and curate talent. You know what I'm saying? Like, and expose and reinforce and support new talent. And so that's why we have Swagoo here today. And I definitely want to point the attentions toward them. So we could talk. Yeah,
I'm gonna do that. I gotta. Don't worry, fellas, you coming. I like them to pay dues, man.
No doubt about it.
I like.
I told him that though. I told him that.
Yeah, I like them to sit and wait.
Yeah, so just so okay. So you guys be patient. Teaching you patience.
Be patient. Yeah.
But nah, definitely. So I'm working. I'm working, and so there's nothing, no pressure, no expectation of anything. I just got a lot of material. I just been amassing, material and just trying to, and succeeding at being prolific. I got a lot of music, a wide variety of music. I can't wait, to find the time and the appropriate places to put it out. You know what I'm saying? So that's probably the most difficult part, trying to figure where to put it now.
Yeah, where to put it out.
Yeah.
Dungeon Family. Can we mention this?
Yeah.
Everybody's coming back together?
Everybody's coming back together. We just had a big conference call yesterday, so people may not know, but, September 10th, One Music Fest, we're doing a Dungeon Family reunion, and it's going to be historic.
Everybody's coming back together.
Yeah.
Free Stack's going to be there, too?
Stack's going to be there. Stack's killing them right now.
Oh, is he?
I mean, I was telling him on the phone yesterday. I was like, "Ooh," I said, "You spazzed on that Frank Ocean verse."
Yeah.
But he was telling me that he did that verse like 2 years ago.
Okay, so people thinking it was about Drake.
Yeah,
he had already pre-wrote that.
Yeah, I can confirm that it's not, but it's good for hip hop though.
Yeah, it's good for hip So you heard it first right here, man. CeeLo Green is here. We're going to play Fave MCs, and we're going to come back and talk to his new group. It's Sway in the Morning, Shade 4-5.
Hip hop. Sweet dreams are made of this. Yo, ecstasy. Wow. Boy Fifth. You know what I mean? Young Buck.
Yeah.
Slaughterhouse.
Okay.
Nice and smooth.
Right?
Yo, Ralphie, make sure this instrumental leak too some kind of way, man. Well, motherfuckers can write their own list.
Heather
you know,
B.
About just mine.
Gotta mention Heather B.
You know what I'm saying?
Cool G Rap. Gotta mention Cool G Rap.
Yeah.
Pharaoh Munch.
All blocks down, Heather B.
That's CeeLo. Brand new song. It's called Fave MCs.
That's right.
Your favorite MCs. Chris in Ohio. What up, Chris?
What's going on, family? What's happening?
What's happening? What you think of that song, bruh?
Man, you know what? I dig it. I was in here breaking my neck, head nod.
Okay.
That's what's up.
Thanks, brother. Thank you.
All right. Is this available for people now, or I'm just playing it ahead of the game?
You playing at the head of the game.
That's what I do, CeeLo.
Yeah. Because, you know, I hit your personal line with that record. I'm like, what you think about it, OG?
But I've been sitting on it for a minute. I swear I was so tempted to play it. I was like, nah, it ain't ready yet.
Yep.
It ain't ready. But I thought it was a smart record, and I thought it was a great record for you. And to your point, I think a lot of folks may have gotten disconnected with the fact that you're one of the, probably one of the most electrifying MCs in the game, and has been. So, and that's why I was listening to Get Out, Get Up, and Get Something, because I was like, yo, this dude has been dope since the beginning. So, it's always interesting. What I always liked about you is your patterns and the melodies and how the content always made sense to me. It was always all cohesive. Right, HB?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's Sway in the Morning, only
on Shade 45.